Right, who wants to go next then? Who's posting their next 3x3?
Who wants to go next?
Who wants to go next?
I really want to see Consumers one.
Is it me then? Alright, I think I've been voted in.
Yeah, you've been voted in.
Let me
Yeah.
upload said file.
Go on, let's see.
I don't even know if this is visible.
Yeah, it is.
It
That's
is,
alright.
It is.
Alright.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Ooh,
preface
okay.
everything I say, but I made this.
Oh,
This is interesting. This is really good.
That's a pretty.
You know me.
Wait, no Naruto?
Yeah, no Naruto.
oh,
What the
there's
fuck?
the Naruto.
Consuma, are you okay?
I don't know.
Where, what? What?
What? This is why I said anime and manga, because like my anime taste is different from my manga taste.
Yeah, I can see this.
Ah, yeah.
Okay.
Also, Perfect Blue is
Alright.
fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Chainsaw Man
Thank
and
you.
JoJo's pretty W.
Right.
Yeah.
My laptop lagging.
No.
aggressively now, but
He's
we're
going
gonna
to the
get-
Shadow Realm.
We're gonna get.
I'm not.
It is
I'm not gonna
it-
give. Oh, sorry, guys.
Yeah, no, the consumer's laptop just died from the lack of Naruto. The shock.
Okay.
The amount of borrowed Naruto X Sakura stuff on his computer is catching up with him.
Oh no.
All the fanfics he wrote as a
Oh.
child.
To be fair, I am
The
actually
forbidden fruit.
I see the vision. I see the idea. But yeah, my first one, I put Kizu Monogatari there, but I would put the entire Monogatari series.
Yeah.
I would. It's one of those series I've not given like any series like a 9, but I feel like as a whole franchise, like it's a 9 to me, if that sort of makes sense. Like the whole is greater than the sum of its parts.
Yeah.
I watched it twice the whole way through. When I first watched it, I came across it through this anime YouTuber, Glenn loves anime, and it was like top 10 anime coming out in 2015, and it was the Monogatari series. I think that was around the time the toothbrush scene happened, and I was like, what? And then I went and watched it then, and I was like, oh my god. And then at some point in my first year of uni, I decided to re-watch it again just to see if it was as good as I remember, and I came away liking it a lot more than I thought it did. I think outside of its like weirdness, the actual like writing is very, very underrated. And I think the like writer's style of writing is actually one of my favorite types I feel like I've encountered in anime. Also looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very much like it's written very much like a book would be rather than an anime.
Yeah,
I feel like-
definitely, 100%, because it was adapted from a light novel.
Yeah.
But the way they adapted it was so interesting, because not just as a book, it's so dialogue heavy that it's
Yeah.
it's very hard to like make that visually interesting, but they still somehow found a way to like do it, like
Yeah.
the cuts to like subtext or like really like insane visual metaphors to like represent what was going
Yeah.
on. So
And like a lot of light
that's
novels, they
really
have
unique.
like light novel adaptations have that problem where it's just a freeze frame or a character's face just talking and it just goes on and on and on.
Exactly.
And I don't think that happens in Monogatari.
No. They always have something weird. They always have something
Yeah.
weird going on to keep it visually interesting.
Which is
But
really
I
cool.
love it. It's cool.
I'm trying to think of a series
next,
that I've watched
Perfect
that's
Blue.
been like adapted from a light novel, but I can't remember. Because I remember there was one that was
Bro,
adapted.
Konosuba probably.
Yeah,
If I recall-
Konosuba is light novel originally.
Yeah, it was
High School DxD
but
is
there was-
also a light novel.
But like, it wasn't particularly dialogue heavy because it was more about the comedy than it was anything else. But it didn't
Yeah.
feel like it was a light novel.
I don't think it's
I don't
it's
know, I
because
just feel
it's
like every
based on the
isekai
light
these
novel.
days is adapted from a light novel. That's my only basis for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Next up, Perfect Blue. Perfect Blue's kind of a weird one.
Absolute
The
W.
main
on the
reason
list,
I've included it is
Perfect-
because like I think aesthetically it is like the coolest thing I've ever seen.
To be fair, I'm looking at the cover.
Um,
It looks
Satoshi
really
Kon's
good.
like yeah, like his directing style is so like surreal. It feels like you're watching a dream, and like in like the context of the anime where like I think her name's Nina. I don't remember her name is Nina or something.
Yeah.
Where she's kind of like losing her mind and going insane in like the idol industry or whatever.
Yeah.
It just works so well, and I just remember like even though I don't think the story is the most amazing thing ever, but like from a purely like visual and animation standpoint, like it's like still stuck in my head from then. Like I can't stop thinking about it. So that's
Yeah.
why I put that there.
Also, it's just an amazing movie.
Oh yeah, amazing movie.
I saw Anime has a video on it which I quite liked.
Yeah, it's okay. It's gonna be a little bit spoiler, but it is on my 3x3, so we're gonna talk a little bit more about it later.
Nice.
So
Yes.
Okay, we'll save it for then. But third on the list is Parasite. This is the anime I've watched the most. I think I've seen it 4 or 5 times. I don't remember.
It was
I
on
remember I was
Netflix.
watching it weekly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is on Netflix now.
Yeah, I was
think so.
considering watching it for the longest time, but like,
It is
Yeah.
good.
yeah, very
I
good.
was
You should watch it.
unsure
It's
about it
really good.
because I'm not. Is it a horror one or is it?
Sort of, but
Yeah.
not really.
Because
It's more of a thriller.
Body
show.
horror.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
More
Yeah.
body horror.
I watched the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. This can't be that scary, right?
Nah,
It's nothing compared to that. It's nothing compared to that.
Was the Five Nights at Freddy's movie scary?
No, not really. Actually, the only scariest thing was the children with the children
Yeah.
screaming.
The question is, if you like Parasite, are you excited for the live action that was announced?
Oh god, no. I'm too jaded. I just think every live action sucks, man.
I'm
No.
carefully optimistic because of the director, because Train to Busan is an
I'm
amazing
just
movie.
saying, guys, like the 2011 live action adaptation of Avatar was brilliant.
No.
What?
No,
Nah,
no, no,
enjoyed
no.
it.
No.
But then again, I watched it when I was like 7, so you can't judge me too well.
It's
No, no.
And I haven't watched
awful.
it since.
Awful. Like,
And
No, neither.
the
neither.
toys,
I had a
the
similar.
toys that came from it that were in the Happy Meals at the time, they were fucking awesome.
I wouldn't know about that.
Oh,
but
and the
then-
McDonald's ones. Oh,
Yeah,
that is a throwback. I don't know if they still do that
They were
anymore.
so good. I remember they had one of the characters like in like a red wheels from the Fire Nation. You can roll it like that. It looks so cool.
okay, but the adaptation was awful.
Maybe.
Well, I've not seen it
Ah,
since. So
see,
who
I-
knows? Maybe it's actually better than we remember. You know.
no,
No,
I've
no,
seen
it's
it recently, boys. It's not. It's
Yeah.
not.
I watched it again before the live action started, and it's awful.
Yeah.
Awful. Oh dear. Oh.
I haven't seen the
Well,
new live action.
yeah.
I've heard that that's decent, but not great.
I was just watching Trash Taste like this
No, I
morning.
saw
People and they were
some-
saying it's bad. At least someone,
Absolutely.
Joey, I
saw
think Joey
this
was saying
thing.
it's
It just
bad.
looked really cheap. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I think the big problem with the new live action is the fact that it came so soon after the One Piece one, and the One Piece one is really good.
Yeah.
I got a
I also-
personal. I got.
I'll
a
say,
thing
I
to
did not
say
like
about
the One Piece live action.
I
thought
think
it
new,
mid.
really big movies, they're starting to look shitter.
Yeah, obviously.
Marvel movies,
absolutely.
they look so bad now. That, like, if you remember the first Iron Man that came out, that thing looked so good. Like,
Yeah,
even-
I look.
Yeah.
I watched it
Yeah.
back a couple of weeks ago with some friends, and like it still holds up today with some of the other films.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
all of them, after Endgame, most of the films took a massive downhill because
I've
people-
completely stopped watching Marvel after Endgame.
Yeah, that's what I did because people will still go to watch them because they love the MCU. Like, good on
Yeah.
them, but like the adaptations out there, just shit. Just read the. I think I say just read the comics still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's move on with consumers list. I'm curious to hear
Oh.
about your JoJo's takes eventually.
So Parasite, yeah, I watched that as it came out, and I loved it. You know what? Funny thing is, I was watching that in Tokyo Ghoul, the first season, as they both came out, and they were my probably one of the last times I still watched seasonal anime. But yeah, it was a very memorable anime for me at the time. And when I saw it, I don't think I'd ever seen a story like that about someone sort of like transforming and sort of fighting for their humanity. And it was just a story, I guess, that just sort of stuck with me.
Yeah.
It's a very good
The
story.
next
Agreed.
one, Macross. This is why I was laughing earlier when Speedy brought.
Yeah, I didn't watch
Cross.
this one. I think
Delta.
my one. Yeah, mine was the one I watched was Delta.
Yeah. This is Super Dimension Fortress Macross. So this is like the one that started the whole franchise.
Oh, I have to watch it then.
Yeah, yeah. It was just what I kind of watched it on a whim because I saw it in a YouTube video where someone was just mentioned it briefly. Because I think they were talking about either mecha anime or space anime in general, and they mentioned this as like one very big franchise. I think what sold me on it was they described it as sort of starting out as this really, like, I guess, profound tale about war and love, and then by the time you get into like the most recent entries into the franchise, it sort of just spawned like what do you call Hatsune Miku? Like Vocaloid culture.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because
God.
Yeah.
the three main pillars for every Macross is like war, music, right? And I guess as they kept going on, the war part slowly got dropped more and more and more until it just became like an idol thing.
So,
So like
it just
in
became
the
Power Rangers mix with Hannah Montana.
yeah, like essentially, yeah, because the whole anime is about them trying to stop this war, I guess. And like there are two main characters. The main guy tries to do it through like conscripting through the army, and then the girl, she tries to do it like as a musician. And she eventually does sort of like go a long way and end in the war through like this like song she does. I don't know if you there's a really popular AMV for Macross, like city pop AMV with that main girl dancing. But essentially, the whole franchise just sort of became, I guess, more of the idol stuff and less of the mecha ones.
Wow.
But yeah, I really loved that, and I ended up watching a few more of the Macross entries.
No wonder I was so confused while I was
Next one up.
watching Macross Delta. I probably should have watched the rest of them.
Yeah, probably.
I must have started like halfway
Probably,
through
like,
the
30 years
series.
into the- Yeah, it's actually one of the oldest anime I've seen because this one came out in '82.
Oh, damn.
Damn.
It is
son.
quite old.
That's
Yeah.
quite old.
Chainsaw Man.
Yeah,
So Chainsaw Man.
Are you a
I
fellow
don't know.
Himeno enjoyer?
I am a Himeno enjoyer.
Let's go!
Hell
Anime
yeah,
actually-
let's go.
I love-
Consumer,
I love
have you read
Chainsaw Man.
Fire Fist? Or Fire Punch, I think it's called.
Yeah, I did. I read
It's
Fire
really
Punch
good.
before I knew about
Yeah.
Chainsaw Man.
Yeah.
Have you
I'd say
guys-
Fire Punch is better than Chainsaw Man, but as an anime, Chainsaw Man is incredible.
Have you
That's-
guys
that's honestly
what I
thought
read
at the
Look
start.
Back?
No, I've not.
Not
but I
yet.
think I'm just gonna wait for the anime.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
'cause I read
Actually,
it. That was like
speaking
one
of-
of the first things I read after Chainsaw Man Part 1 ended. And it was
I
it's
don't
such a
have
good manga.
that. I was gonna get my Goodbye Eri copy, but I forgot I loaned it out to someone.
No.
No.
What?
Come on, consumer, get prepared.
Jeez,
This.
one
Just like,
thing
you know, I
you
like
said
Chainsaw
that
I have
Chainsaw
I have
Man,
a
no,
whole-
that Fire Punch, it's better than Chainsaw Man, right?
Ooh, damn.
I think it is
I
better
don't
than Chainsaw Man.
I don't know. I feel that like Chainsaw Man as like a whole, it's a little bit better than Fire Punch, especially like towards the end, because Fire Punch it's amazing, but then I think that they dropped the ball like in the last chapters. I don't know if you guys have the same feeling about that.
I haven't read
it-
the ending of Chainsaw or the final chapters of Chainsaw Man yet, but I think Fire Punch had a more interesting approach to its world and like world building and everything. The whole superhero thing, it's so
Yeah.
over and done with. Like the normal superhero thing is obvious. Like everybody has the unique powers. Yay, that's great.
Yeah.
But I really liked Fire Punch's approach, where
I really
like
I really liked it how Bakuma actually became the bad guy and actually her, all the things that she did in the last like few like manga of the for part 1, they were like, just really fucking well. It was just good. I
Yeah.
can't, the words are not coming to me again, but like everything that she did to like Denji, it felt really it hit,
Well, don't spoil
it hit
the-
you.
don't no spoilers, no spoilers.
Yeah,
Those-
I'm not spoiling it, but like if you haven't read it already, what the hell are
Yeah.
you doing?
But it's we don't want spoilers for the audience either.
Oh yeah, true.
But the main reason for me, anyway, that I liked the anime was I was sort of in Cheese's camp where I'd read some of the manga already. I thought it was good, but I didn't love it. And then watching the anime sort of, like, I guess, sort of in a new medium with, like, animation and all this other stuff kind of made me appreciate the anime a lot more. I think, like, purely on, like, an anime level, like, animation music, like, it is
Yeah.
the best
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like
I
they
think-
Mappa really like went out and amazing with that one.
I really hope that they keep the same quality for like the next seasons and
Yeah.
for the movie. 'Cause
Definitely. Maybe different style, but definitely, I think.
One thing
Yeah.
I found pretty cool is all the different outros and the meanings behind them. Like,
Yeah.
you looked at
That was
every
cool.
single sequence. The first, like the one I remember most was First Death when Himeno died. All the symbolism in the outro, it was just so cool.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. Yeah, you said
And
it.
the- and the song.
It felt like an experience at the time as well, watching it week to week with the
It felt,
endings.
Yeah.
it felt like it was a really psychedelic anime.
So it was
Is that the
really
word? Yeah.
memorable experience.
Yep.
Next up, JoJo's.
Jojo.
I don't talk about JoJo's as much, you know. I always yap about Naruto and stuff, but
Yeah.
JoJo's is like one of my favorite series ever. Like every JoJo's. I remember I marathoned the anime and then went on to read the rest of the mangas over the course of like one summer. And for me, part 4 was my favorite one, and it was the one really like
Let's
made
go.
me go from kind of liking JoJo to like, oh my god, this is like some of the greatest
I'm
stuff
still
I've
like
ever read.
halfway through like the first season of it yet.
Diamond is Unbreakable is incredible.
Yeah, I have to agree. I have to agree.
But like,
Frozen.
it was what Steve said. Like, I liked the first season, but like, I didn't think it was. I didn't really get the hype at that point, and this might be a bit of a hot take, but I didn't like part 3 that much at all. I thought part 3 was kind of a bit stale.
No.
a bit
I think
repetitive.
that's not such a hot take. I think the general consensus is that people don't like Phantom Blood, and then it like slowly grows on you, and then at the Diamond is Unbreakable, it like really hits you how good JoJo's is.
Yeah, I know. It was just so good. And like, I really liked the slice of
part
life
one to actually get what
Yeah.
actually happens. Because I'm still stuck on like the first season at the moment. I'm just kind of
Yeah.
stuck again.
I think the problem with that is like Phantom Blood is not great, to be honest, but it is super important later.
Yeah, that's what one of my friends told me
Yeah.
when I
Well,
first
I
started
feel
watching.
like you can't read any part. The first 6 parts, although it's different
Yeah.
JoJo's, they're still sort of about the same
Connected.
thing in terms of like the masks, the vampires, you know, and like Dio, you know, like
Yeah.
you can't not read any one of like the first 6 parts, or you're just gonna miss something out. Like they're too
Yeah.
interconnected in like some
Yeah.
sort of way.
Kono Dioda.
Exactly. Yeah, it's kind of a shame that JoJo's kind of died a little
Yeah,
bit,
but-
and there's been no announcement for part 7. But
I
Yeah.
think that's
Yeah,
I think
this
it's
is-
part due to Netflix releasing the entire thing in one go instead of weekly. Because it kind of just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
not everybody watched it and like, yeah, we're done now and left.
Yeah. Hopefully they're not gonna do the same thing with part 7 if they ever decide to adapt that. Because
they never announced
Yeah.
it. They ever announce it.
Yeah.
Next one up, Princess Mononoke. Princess Mononoke is one of the first anime I've seen ever. I think I first got it gifted to me as like a CD when I was in primary school from one of my classmates. Like they gave like Christmas gifts. There was a bunch of Ghibli films, and this was the one I got.
Oh,
I remember
did you,
just
did you do
thinking-
the Secret Santa thing in your primary school?
It wasn't. It was just like they were just giving everyone like presents, and
Oh.
everyone just got a Ghibli film.
I got gifted
And
that
then-
about like 3 Hot Wheels cars in primary school. Because that's the only.
Oh,
I
God.
used to only talk about cars because I fucking love Top Gear.
Yeah. But yeah, it was the one I got. I remember at the time, I didn't really get Princess Mononoke because Princess Mononoke, I feel like it's not a film you might not you'll have to work hard to get on your first.
Yeah.
try.
Yeah.
And I was
Absolutely.
like 7 at the time, so I didn't really get what was going on. But I just thought the main character was really cool, and I still think that today. To be honest, I thought he was really cool, and I loved this massive grand adventure he went on. I loved seeing him sort of get in between this two big wars and like just sort of solve the problem. And then I liked that he got the girl at the end. I mean, because I liked it so much, I kept watching it over and over again. And like in terms of like anime, like I'm gonna consider that like Parasite is the anime series I've seen the most, but like this is the film I've seen the most. I think I've seen it like 11 or 12 times, and so each time I watched it, I kept finding something new that I liked about it, and then that's how it sort of just became like my favorite thing like ever, like in anything. So that's why I have Princess Mononoke there. It's like my favorite thing.
Would you say it's
essentially.
your favorite anime movie?
yeah, I'd say it's my favorite anime, like just flat out. But like I feel
It
like
is
it's
really
weird
good.
saying a film is your favorite because most people would put series there, but I
Yeah.
would have it comfortably there.
To be honest, I haven't watched many.
Just
anime
like how many
films.
things can you watch 12 times and still be like gassed to see it, you know?
Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Princess Mononoke is at least as good as Fast and Furious. Next one, Toradora.
Great pick.
Toradora.
Yeah, great.
Yeah,
pick.
I only know
Hey,
one person
I
who
think
likes.
it's-
I only know one person in real life who likes Toradora, but they also like lolly hentai. So you really have to.
Toradora
convince
is
me why
really
it's-
fucking good.
yeah,
Okay,
Nah,
seems
nah.
like they
Toradora
like
is
it for
pretty
the
good.
wrong
Yeah.
I'm gonna
reasons.
listen to this one. You gotta tell me why it's good, because the only thing you said to me was about Tiger, and that's
I think
it.
it's just a really well done romance series. I kind of have a soft spot for tsundere. I don't get all the hate, man. I don't get all the hate. I think it's a cute trope. I think it's a cute trope.
I'm a
So, like,
Tsundere hater, but I love
immediately on
Toradora.
board there. I was
Tsundere
immediately
for
on
life.
board with Tiger. And then I guess it was just the development that we got and the way they were really able to humanize her tropes, and also specifically how her and the main character's relationship sort of build it up. So in the start, they're both helping each other to get with other people. But then slowly over the course of the series, when they get rejected and they spend more time together, they really grow to love each other and care for each other. And I think that was a dynamic, I guess, I'd never really seen before in terms of a romance relationship. And
Yeah.
I thought the ending for it was also really good. It was, I guess, it's just my favorite romance series, to be honest. I think that's the TLDR on that.
Fair enough.
All right.
And Land of the Lustrous is the last one. I don't even know why I like this so much. I think again it's similar to Perfect Blue, where I just love it aesthetically. I think it's just such a unique story. Like I've never really seen anything like that. I remember when I watched it, in 2018. Like I like the anime so much that like I've still not really touched the manga to this day because I'm that hopeful there's going to be a second season. Like I'm still waiting that Studio Orange will do their thing one day.
Yeah.
Because I like the anime.
Half that copium.
Yeah, I'm still on it. I'm still on it.
Just start a
But-
petition
Yeah.
online, it'll work.
Exactly.
Change.org,
You
that
just have
shit.
to believe. You just have to believe, man.
Yeah.
But yes,
Sacrifice something to the anime gods.
that is my list.
That is a good list.
Very good.
Pretty good list.
Very,
Pretty
very
solid.
varied. Very varied.
Yeah, very, very good.
I just like what I like.
That is fair.
Fair.
You can't change
Okay.
what you like.
Quite